Hello everyone, welcome to a very new chapter of class 6 mathematics. Myself Suman Singh. So in the previous lecture we have discussed chapter 4 which was playing with numbers. So and we have completed that one. So now today we will start a very new chapter which is fractions, which is chapter 5. Okay, which is chapter 5 fraction. We will start fraction. Fraction. Okay, so when we talk about the fraction, what is fraction? Fraction is a part of a whole, and this whole may consist of single object or a group or a collection of object. Okay, I will give you a simple example which is also given in your book. You can see, you can refer there. Suppose this is a cake. Okay, and this cake is divided into two equal parts. Okay, two equal part. Suppose one part is given to you and another part is given to your brother or sister, anyone. So how much part you are getting from this cake? Suppose you can see how many part are there of this cake. Two parts, right? And how many part you have got? One. So 1 by 2 part you have got, right, from this cake. So this 1 by 2 is what? This is a fraction. I hope you have understood this, right? But when we talk about the fractional number or how to write fraction, so fraction is always written in p by q form. Okay, fraction is always written in p by q form, where P and Q, this P and this Q, both here this P and this Q, both are what? Whole numbers. Okay, this P and this Q are what? Whole number. Whole number. And this Q is not equal to 0. Okay, this Q is not equal to 0. And this P here and this P here is called numerator. Okay, I hope you have learned this in class 5 and 4, numerator. And this Q here is what? Denominator. Okay, so I hope you have got the idea what is fraction and how it is written, and you can refer to your book in page number 71. Okay, now we will start with the exercise 5.1. So in exercise 5.1, first question, what they have asked in first question, we have to write the fractions representing the shaded part in the figure. Means what? Whatever the shaded part is there in the figure, we have to represent them in a fraction. Okay, so you can see in the first question number 1a, they have made a box like this. Okay, and this box was divided into four equal parts. Okay, this box was divided into four equal part, and in this four equal part, they have what they have did, they have shaded one part here. Okay, so you just concentrate on the question what they have asked. Write the fraction representing the shaded part. We have to see the shaded part. Okay, so how to write the fraction of this? So first of all, we will count the number of boxes here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. How many boxes? 4. So in the denominator we will write 4. Okay, now again you see how many parts are shaded. Only one part is shaded here, right? So we will write here 1, right? 1 by 4 as it is written here, you can see, right? Next, in question number b, they have made a circle. Okay, and this circle was divided into 8 equal parts. This circle is divided into 8 equal parts, and this in this 8 equal part they have shaded 3 different parts. Okay, so how you have to write the fraction? To write the fraction, we will write this. First of all, we will see the box. How many boxes there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total how many part? 8 boxes are there, right? So we will write in a denominator, we will write 8. And how many parts are shaded? 1, 2, 3 parts are shaded, so we will write here 3 by 8. Okay, I hope you are understanding this. Now in this question number C, they have made a triangle like this, and this triangle is divided into two equal part, and one of the part is they have shaded one of the part. So how many part is there? We have to see. To write in a fraction, we have to count the part, a number of boxes, 1 or 2 means. So in a denominator we will write 2, and how many parts are shaded? Only one part, so we will write here 1 by 2. Okay, I hope you have understood this. And here in question number D, so in question number D, when you will see in question number D, how many parts are there? You can see here how many part is there. 1, 2, 3 and 4 parts, so we will write here 4. And how many parts are shaded? 1, 2, 3. 3 parts are shaded, so we will write here 3, so it will be 3 by 4. Understood? I hope you have understood this. Now in question number B, just question number B is just the opposite of question number A. They have given 3 by 4, and they have drawn 4 boxes, and we have asked to set the box according to the figure given, according to the fraction given here. So set the part according to the given fraction. And they have, in the first question, you can see here, the first question they have given 3 by 4, so they have made the box. So in the box they have given here 4. How many boxes are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4 boxes are there. How in upward is given here 3, means you have to set the 3 part. Okay, in the same way question number B, you see how many boxes will be there? It will be 3, because it is in the denominator, it is given here 3, so it will be 3 box, 1, 2 and 3. In the numerator you can see 2 parts, means 2 part you have to set. Okay, now in question number 3, let me do this in question number 4. Okay, question number D actually. So in question number D, what they have did, they have written 1 by 4. Okay, and they have given like this a triangle, and under this triangle one more triangle is there, and they have asked to set according to 1 by 4th fraction. So how many boxes are there? You see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 boxes are there. And how many boxes you have to set? Only one. So you can set any one, either this, either this, either this or this, any one you have to, but only one. Okay, only one box you have to set like this. It is given here, you see, like this. Okay, I hope you have got this like this. Okay, so this was question number B. In question number B, I hope it is very easy, so that's why I have given some homework of question number 2, E, F, G and H. I have given homework, so you see there. Okay, and after that question number 3. In question number 3, they have asked to just to write down the fraction's name. So 2 by 3 is what? 2 thirds. 1 by 4 is what? 1 fourth. 3 by 7 is what? 3 sevenths. And 4 by 15 is what? 4 15ths, right? I have written here, you can see it. Okay, now question number 4. So when we talk about question number 4, question number 4 is write the which of the following fraction is not 1 by 3, give reason. So you see, when you will see the question, in question there are A, B, C and D. In A, C and D, whatever the boxes are there, all the boxes are similar. You can see, when you will see this book, all the boxes were similar, except in question number B. In question number B, they have a circle like this, and in this circle, this part and this part are similar. This part and this part is similar, but this part is not similar, right? So that is why question number B is not a fraction of, question number B is not a fraction of 1 by 3, because the three parts are not equal. Since the in question number A, C and D, both the parts, whatever the shaded part, either the shaded part or not shaded part, unshaded part, are equal. But here in question number B, the shaded part and unshaded part are not equal. That is why it is not a fraction of 1 by 3, because the three parts are not equal. Okay, so I hope you have got this. Now question number 5. Question number 5 is also very easy. How many 1 by 3 makes an whole? It will be 3, as it is written here, you see. And how many 1 by 6 make one whole? It will be 6. Okay, like this. Now question number 6 is little bit tricky. You have to see here, concentrate here. They are asking to write a fraction. Okay, they are asking to write a fraction of a day in 6 hours. So a day in 6 hours means what? You have to write a fraction between 6 hour and a day. Okay, so in one day, as we know, how many hours? 24 hours, as you can see here, it is written here. And they are asking to write a fraction between this 6 hour a day and a whole day, which is 24 hours, right? So they are asking just to write the fraction between 6 hour and 24 hours. So how we will write 6 by 24, which will be 1 by 4, right? Next is question number B. An hour is 15 minutes. So they are asking 1 minute, 1 hour 15 minutes, fraction between 1 hour and 15 minutes. So 1 hour, we know how many minutes? 60 minutes. Okay, and so how we will write? 15 minutes will be 115 by 60, which will be 1 by 4 when you will divide this. Okay, next is a year in a is month. Basically they are asking about the year, whole year, fraction between whole year and a month. So in a month it is in a year it is 12 month. So how we will write? It will be, we are asking about only 1 month, so we will write over 1 by 12. Okay, after that again in question number D, a week in 3 days. A week is 3 days means what? In a week how many days? 7 days. And they are asking, basically they are asking three fraction between 3 days and 7 and a week. And a week, in a week we know that 7 days, so it will be 7 by 3, as you can see here, 7 by 3. Now English alphabet is a set of vowel, means basically they are asking to write a fraction between a vowel and an alphabet, vowel in an English alphabet, whole English alphabet, and the vowel which is present in that English alphabet, they have to give the fraction. Means it's basically they are asking about the fraction between vowels and a consonant, or not consonant, and vowel and the alphabet which is present in the alphabet, in an English alphabet. So how many letters, or we can say that how many letters are there? That is 26, and vowel is what? 5. So how we can write 5 by 26. Okay, now next is they are asking to write the prime number, a number between 1 and 100 is a prime number. Means between 1 and 100, whatever the prime numbers are present, we have to write the fraction between the prime number between 1 and 100 and a total 100. Okay, between 1 and 100 how many numbers will be there? 100. Okay, between 1 and 100 how many numbers will be there? 100, right? And in this 100 numbers, how many prime numbers are there? So when you will calculate, it will be 25, right? So we have to give the fraction between this 25 and 100. So as you can see, I have written prime number between 1 and 100 is 25. Number between 1 and 100 is a prime number, which is 25 by 100 will be 1 by 4, as you can see here, right? Next, question number 7. So in question number 7, basically they are asking that Lena has 28 stamps, and from that 28 stamps, she has given 7 stamps to Mina, and asking what fraction of stamps does Lena give to Mina. Means there we have to write the fraction. So as we know that number of stamps Lena has, how many is 28. Number of stamps she has given to Mina, which is 7. So fraction of stamps does Lena give to Mina will be what? So 7 by 28, which will be, when you will divide, 7 1 is 7, 7 4 is 28, which will be 1 by 4. Okay, I hope it is a very easy question. Next is in a box, there is a box here like this. In this box there is a 60 apples, mangoes. Okay, and from the 60 mangoes, 12 mangoes are rotten. Okay, 12 mangoes are rotten. Means how many mangoes are fresh? 48. Why? 60 minus 12, it will be what? 48, right? Means 48 apples are fresh, right? So how you can see I have written number of mangoes is 60 and number of rotten mangoes is what? 12. Then number of fresh and mangoes will be how much? 48, because 60 minus 12 will become what? 48, right? So fraction of fresh mangoes will be 48 by 60. Because they are asking to write the fraction of mangoes, and mangoes is fresh and rotten. So for fresh we can write 48 by 60, which will be 4 by 5, and for and the fraction of rotten mangoes will be 12. 12 rotten mangoes are there, right? So 12 by 60, it will be 1 by 5. How it is coming? I hope you are knowing this, right? 48 by 60. So how we can write? In a multiple of 12, 12 fours are 48 and 12 fives is 60. So 4 by 5. And after that here 12 by 60. For 12 by 60, how we can write? 12 ones are 12, sorry, it is 60. 12 1 times 12 and 12 5 is 60, which is will be 1 by 5, right? So I hope you have understood this. Now question number 9. In question number 9, Nidhi has 42 chocolates. Means Nidhi has 42 chocolates, and she gives to one third of them to Sarika. Means Nidhi was having 42 chocolates, and from that 42 chocolates she has given one third to Sarika. Then how many chocolates are left with the Nidhi? One third means from the 42 she has given one third. From 42, if we are giving one third, 1 by 3, so it will be how much? 3 1 times 3, sorry, 3 ones times 3 and 3 fours are 12, means 14. When we will divide this 3 with this 14, or when we will multiply this 3 with 14, we will get when we will divide this 3 with 42, you will get 14, right? So means 14 chocolates she has given to Sharika. Okay, then how many chocolates she has left with? 42 minus 14, so it will be how much? 28. I hope you are understanding this. I have written here in a detail. You can see number of chocolates. Number of chocolates Nidhi has, it was 42. Given to Sarika is 1 by 3 of 42, which will be 1 by 3 into 42, which will become 14. So number of chocolate left with Nidhi has 42 minus 14, which is 28 chocolate. Okay, I hope you have got this. Now next is, this is a very easy question. Okay, question number 10. If this, since you see the length of the question is very big, but it is very easy. They are asking what? In a bag, there is a bag, and in that bag there is a 20 bowls. Okay, 20 bowls are there, and in that 20 bowls, 3 bowls are green in color. Okay, as you can see, 3 bowls are green in color, and 10 bowls are red in color. Means how many bowls are left? 10 plus 3 is 13, and 13 minus 20 is what? 7. Okay, or 20 minus 13 is 7. Means number of blue ball is 7. Okay, you read the question carefully. A bag contains 20 balls, of which 3 balls are green, 10 balls are red, and the remaining are blue. Okay, remaining how much? Means 10 balls are red and 3 balls are green. Means 10 plus 3 is what? 13. And how total number of ball is what? 20. So 20 minus 13 will be 7. The remaining, then we can easily find it. The remaining balls are blue balls is 7 in number. You can see here 7. So now they are asking the fraction of red, blue and green ball. So fraction of red, green ball will be 3 by 20, because here it is 3 ball, and fraction of red ball will be 10 by 20, and when we will multiply this 10 by 20, when you will divide this, sorry, it is 20, so when you will divide this, it will become 1 by 2, as I have written here, and the fraction of the red ball is what? 7 by 20. So it is very easy, right? So next question number 11. Write the natural number between 30 and 45, and write the fractions of this number is odd. Means you have to, first of all, you have to see the natural number between 30 and 45. So how many natural number will be there between 30 and 45? It will be 16, right? Number of natural number between 30 and 45 will be 16, and in this 16 they have asked to write the fraction between the odd number. In that 16 natural number, how many numbers are odd? So when you will see that, it will be 8. Okay, so 8 from that 16 natural number, 8 numbers are odd, right? So they are asking the fraction between this odd number and this natural number. So it will be what? 8 by 16. So it will be 1 by 2, right? So I hope you have understood this. Now next is, we have to represent the following in a number line, and this number line I hope you have learned in class 6 also, sorry, in class 5 also. So they are asking basically to represent the following point in a number line. So first is 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 means what? How many part will be there? 3 parts, right? 1 by 3 means in a denominator, if it is 3, I have told you previously, if the denominator is this 3, suppose if we are talking about the box or any triangle or anything, if there is a 3 below, means what? The total number of box will be how much? 3, just like this. 1, 2 and 3, right? So means total number is 3. Total number of box is 3 because in the denominator it is written 3. So in this 3, if we are asked to represent this in a number line, how we will represent? We will represent like this. You can see here, first of all we will start with 0, okay, and next will be 1 by 3, then another will be 2 by 3, another will be 3 by 3. In 3 by 3 we will get 1. After that we will have another 3. Here we will have 2. Okay, in this way it will continue. So in this 3 by 3, or in this point, they have asked to find out where it lies. 1 by 3, where 1 by 3 will lies. So 1 by 3 will lies here. Okay, I hope it is very easy. You have learned in class 5 also. Now for 1 by 4, so 1 by 4 means 4, if it is written, means how many box will be there? Total number of box will be 4. So total number of box it is 4, means from 0, from 0 to 1, from between 0 to 1 there will be a 4. 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4 and 4 by 4, right? In here when we are talking about 1 by 3, means from 0 to 1 it will be how much? 1 by 3, 2 by 3 and 3 by 3, right? 3 by 3 will come here. In the same way, if it is writing here 1 by 4, means from 0 to 1 it will be 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4 and 4 by 4 will come here, right? So I have written here, you can see, from between 0 to 1 it will be 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4 and 4 by 4. So 1 by 4 will come here. Okay, so I have done 2, and the rest I have left for you. You do it at home. Question number C and D. Okay, and for question number 2, you can also do it at home, or else you can leave, no problem for that. But you try that one. I will give you this answer of this question number 2 in the next question number C, D and this one. I will give you the answers in next class. First of all, you try to send me the answers in the group. Okay, now next is, how many fractions lies between 0 to 1? So when we talk about the how many fractions will lies between 0 and 1, it will be infinity, means so many fraction will lies between 0 to 1. Okay, so that's why we write here infinite. Here you can write, right, it is infinite. The sign is like this. You will learn in higher class about this. So there are infinite number, or there we can say that there is an infinite number of fractions. There is an infinite fraction between 0 to 1. That's why I have written here infinite. Okay, so this was all about exercise 5.2. now next is exercise 5.3. so before starting exercise 5.3, and let me tell you some two things which we have to learn. So when we learn these fractions are of two type. Okay, one is proper fraction, okay, and another one is improper fraction. Okay, proper fraction and improper fraction. So what is proper fraction and what is improper fraction? One by one we will see. After that we will do this. Okay, So when we talk about the proper fraction, so always I will give you one simple trick to identify the proper fraction or improper fraction. Okay, simple trick is that if the denominator, okay, this one is denominator and this one is numerator, right? So if denominator is greater than numerator, okay, if the denominator is greater than numerator, then such type of fraction is called proper fractions. Okay, means what? If denominator will be big, like I will give you one example. Suppose 3 by 4, what I have said, denominator, numerator, sorry, numerator and denominator. Okay, so for to become a proper fraction, this denominator should be greater than numerator. Okay, so I will give you example. You can see here 3 by 4, here you can see denominator is greater than numerator, right? So it is a proper fraction. 2 by 5, here also this denominator is bigger than 2, this numerator, right? So it is a proper fraction. Again 4 by 7, so you can see here 7 and 4, 7 is denominator is greater than numerator, then it is also a proper fraction. In this way 1 by 2, so 2 is greater than 1, so it is a proper fraction. In the same way 5 by 10, you can see here 10 is greater than 5, so it is a proper fraction. Means what? You can easily, it is a very simple concept which you have to keep in mind, that if the denominator is greater than, is bigger than the numerator, then such type of fraction is called what? Proper fraction. Okay, now reverse that one. If the denominator is smaller than the numerator, then it is a improper fraction. Okay, if the denominator is less than numerator, then it is an improper fraction. Just like the example 7 by 5, 4 by 12, or sorry, 4 by 12 not, 4 by 3, okay, and 13 by 12, or you can write 9 by 4. Here you can see 5 is greater than 5 is greater than 7 is greater than this 5, right? See, numerator is greater than denominator, so it is an improper. Here also numerator is greater than denominator, so it is also an improper. Here also denominator is numerator is greater than denominator, so it is an improper fraction. Here also numerator is greater than denominator, so it is a improper fraction. Okay, so always keep in mind that if denominator is bigger than numerator, then it is a proper fraction, and if it is a if the denominator is smaller than the numerator, then it will be improper fraction. Okay, so it was a very simple concept. I hope you have understood this. So now we will start exercise 5.3. So in exercise 5.3, question number 1 is that which among the following is a proper fraction, and they have given a is 2 by 3, b is 8 by 6, and c is 27 by 13, and d is 52 by 11. Let me write this. A, they have given 2 by 3, okay, and in number b they have given 8 by 6, and number c 27 by 13, and number d is 52 by 11. And from here they are asking to find out the proper fraction. So for proper fraction, what I have told you, denominator should be bigger, right? So here in this case when we talk, here numerator is bigger, so it will not be a proper fraction. Here also numerator is bigger, so it will also not be a proper fraction. Here also denominator is numerator is bigger, then it will also not be a proper fraction. But here in this case 2 by 3, here if you will see, here the case is different. Numerator is smaller and denominator is bigger, so this is a proper fraction. As I have written, question number 1 a is a proper fraction. Okay, now next is improper fraction. We have to identify which one is improper fraction, and they have given what? 14 by 15. Okay, they have given 9 by 13, again after that 6 by 4, and 8 by 19. And to here we have to identify which one is improper fraction. So to find out the improper fraction, we have to see what was the condition. Denominator should be smaller than numerator. So here you can see in this case numerator is smaller, denominator is bigger, so it will not be a improper fraction because it is a proper fraction. Here also you see numerator is bigger and denominator is smaller, right? So this one will be a improper fraction. Okay, because here when you will see here again, numerator is smaller, denominator is bigger, means this one is a proper fraction. Here also 14 by 15, 14 is smaller than 15, so it is also a improper fraction and proper fraction. But here denominator is smaller and numerator is bigger, then means this one is a improper fraction. As you can see here, I have written this. Okay, now next is question number 3. They are asking the proper fraction whose denominator is 3 more than the numerator. Okay, proper fraction whose denominator is 3 more than the numerator. And what they have given, they have given 1 by 4, 7 by 3, okay, and 1 by 3 and 3 by 8. This thing they have given. And from this figure, from this one a, b, c and d, they are asking to find out whose denominator is 3 more than numerator. So here you will see denominator is 3 more than numerator. In this case numerator is bigger, so this will not be, this will not become. Here you can see, when you will see 1 and 3 means they 2, it is in the difference is 2, right? So it is also not there. Here you will see 3 and 8, difference is 5, so it will not be. But here when you will see the difference is what, 3, means the denominator is 3 more than the numerator, means numerator is 1, numerator is here 1 and the denominator is here 4, means the difference is between these two differences what, 3, right? So that is why this is the answer. As you can see, I have written here 1 by 4, right? Next, question number 4. In question number 4 they are asking the proper fraction, it should be a proper fraction whose numerator is a sum of 5 and 6 and denominator is a product of 5 and 6. Let me write this. Numerator is what, it is a sum of 5 and 6, means 5 plus 6, okay, so it will become what, 11. And the denominator should be what, denominator should be product of 5 and 6, means 5 into 6, it will be 30. So you will see where is 11 by 30. So 11 by 30 is question number B. As you can see here, 11 by 30. I hope you have understood this. It was very easy, right? Now next is question number 5. The proper fraction whose numerator and denominator added up to 15, means what, when you will add denominator and numerator you should get 15. Okay, so you see number A is 1 by 15, so it will not be, it will become 16, right? So this is not possible. Okay, now number B, when we will see number B, it is 15 only. Okay, so it is also not possible. So now number C, when you will see number C is 7 by 8. So 7 is our numerator, so numerator is denominator is 8 here and numerator is 7 here, so when you will add this it will become 15. So number C is the answer. Okay, now you have understood this. This was very easy. Now next there is a one tricky question they are asking. They are asking that how you will decide, just by looking at the fraction, just by looking at the fraction, how you will decide that this 5 by 8, and means how you will decide that it is less, 5 by 8 is less than 1 or equal to 1 or greater than 1. Okay, we have to decide by looking the fraction that this 5 by 8 is less than 1 or equal to 1 or greater than 1. So there is a very simple trick. If numerator is less than the denominator, it is less than 1. Okay, as you can see I have written also here, if numerator is less than the denominator, it is less than 1. If the numerator is equal to denominator, then it will be equal to 1. Okay, and if the numerator is more than the denominator, it will be greater than 1. Very simple, right? So I have written here, as you can see there. Now we have to find out filling the blanks by using the symbol. So you have seen here between 1 by 2 and 1, which one is greater, this one is greater here. Between 2 by 3 and 1, this one will be greater. Between 1 and 4 by 9, this one will be greater. From 2 and 5 by 8, this one will be greater. Between this and this one will be greater. And between this and this one will be greater, right? So I hope you have understood this. So this was all about 5.1, 5.2 and 5.3. So in the next class we will start question exercise 5.4. Till that, whatever the questions I have given you homework, you do that as an assignment and send me in the mathematics group. Okay, till that, thank you.